Hi Leo, welcome to your monthly reading. As always, keep in mind that this is only a general reading. Always take what it feels right and with what does resonate within your own life experiences during this time. If you would like to have a personal reading with me, please contact me through the email I put in the description box below for the month of July. As usual, I have a special sales offer available, and this one is inspired in the Cancer season theme that we are on, and it's called MoonSpell. And it's a reading that basically guides us through the understanding of our lunar qualities and experiences at this time, how our internal emotions are working for better or for worse, what kind of intuitive powers are kind of being brought to the understanding, what kind of intuitive messages you are receiving, what kind of illusions versus truths are being acknowledged as well for you during this time. So basically, it's a reading that brings a whole spectrum of the lunar mystery that we all know about. So if you would like to know more details about that special offer or any other of my services, again, just email me. Or if you would like to donate and support my channel, you can also do that by following the PayPal link, which is also down below. So Leos. I do feel like, there's a sense of extravagance when it comes to July for some of you. Extravagance being here, this type of energy where you just feel it all. Like you feel like bigger than the world, bigger than yourself, bigger than anything. You feel like a whole universe of potential, and this is kind of being expressed in a very outward manner where you're kind of bringing exuberance to your relationships, to your tasks, to your work, to the way you operate and function in this world. It's like there's a lot about you during July that it's very magnificent. The problem seems to lie that the more you're shining here with this light of exuberance, the more you might be, the more you buy. I don't want to see you. The more you might be criticized or attacked, but there's a feeling of animosity towards your shine, Leo. So for some of you, there's a sense of jealousy associated with how you're coming across, how you're presenting yourself during the month, the joys and happy events that you have, the successes that you have. There seems to be a sense of me, myself, and I, celebrating with your own being, because you might feel like people around are just not, getting it or not happy for you as you would like them to be. So there's a feeling here of the more you succeed or the more you accomplish, the less you feel supported or cherished by those same gains. There's a feeling for some of you Leos that this is particularly might be felt within your marriage situation. If you are married, within a relationship that might be committed here in your life, someone that you might be dealing with that feels like having a very different perception of where you're heading when it comes to your goals. So there's a presence in July for some of you that seems to not be in accordance with your decisions. For some of you, it's a decision also to travel or to go somewhere, try something, see something. There's an energy of conflict and criticism associated with movement and associated with things you're challenging positively yourself with. Like, now I want to do this or do that. Now I have this goal. Now I have this thing I want to pursue. And you're very capable, actually, of having significant victories throughout July. So if you're waiting for that type of energy and month where things can really go your way, where things can really stand out, If you have projects you want to launch, if you have investments you want to pursue, if you have someone of interest you want to seduce and conquer and bring into your life, wherever it is, as long as you are in that very confident solar plexus plugged energy, as long as you're shining within your own light, there's a sense of invincibility. There's a sense of not stopping, at any problem, at any blockage, being able to fight off the problems and being able to meet your desires. Once you set that straight line where you just see the prize and you move, that's the only thing you see is the prize. Now, what is the prize about? For some of you, there's a need of stimulation, there's a need of thrill, there's a need of passion, there's a need to, and hence the exuberance feeling, there's a need to feel, alive. Being by the wins you make, being by the conquers that could be emotional or sexual that you make at this time, being by the money that you're able to get at this time, the things you're able to sell, the clients you're able to gather. There's just a very high level of this very high level of competition, this urge to compete, being that this urge to compete is mostly with yourself. So there's a desire during July to perhaps defy your own limitations, break free from limitations and fears that have hold you back. In particular, fears that are about what others will think. Some of you Leos are walking away from this energy of stopping your success because of others. So if your partner doesn't understand, if your friend doesn't understand, if your mother doesn't understand, if anyone that has somehow importance in your life but has a very different perception of what you should be doing, you're not really in the mood to stop yourself that easily. So that's a good thing, because if you have been doing this so far, like stopping yourself from pursuing certain things because of others, because of judgment in particular, I feel like you're putting that behind. Some of you Leos might be choosing to put things behind with the Chariot as you move into August. So you might really put something behind you and just be, on the look for options of success, basically. Some of you also want to, gain better control of where your life is heading. So you want to feel more in control. You want to feel like you have more of a dominant, position, being in a relationship or in your work life. You want to have this this position that has a loud voice, that is respected, that is heard. And you also want space, again, to shine. You want space to be yourself. You want space to create. So what you're putting behind is the tight places, is the things in your life that don't allow you to have that, over the top kind of exuberant energy. For some of you in particular that are dealing with air signs, like Libra, Gemini, or Aquarius energy, this person, again, it's a battle of wills here, because this person, no matter how much, if you're trying to conquer whatever it is, and you conquer and you conquer and you conquer to prove to this person that you are right, that you are successful, that if it's to prove yourself at this person's eyes, to prove your worth, don't do it. It's useless. This person has their position. This Queen of Swords energy has their position, meaning that no matter what you do to show, how amazing something is for you, this person most likely will not see it, at least not yet. During July, The Queen of Swords is very defensive and very cold and very logic. So you're meeting here an energy of fire and exuberance with an energy that is icy, that it's cold, that is pragmatic. So this person will most likely think of your dreams or your pursuits during this time as being very unpractical, or just, calls of attention, perhaps. This person might not take whatever it is that you want to do seriously. But again, is that reason to stop? The truth is that with the Ace of Wands in the heart of your reading, your motivation is immense. So this is a new opportunity to create a path of independence, a path of creative power, of great vitality and passion in your life. You can start off this race and definitely win it because you have the fuel and you have the guts and you have whatever, special element is required in this racing energy. So your heart is in the right place, being that the Ace of Wands is in the heart of your reading, representing what you're very much, the center of the question here. So everything comes to the Ace of Wands, which is a need to feel the thrill, a need to conquer, a need to feel passionate and motivated during the month. Not to say, every month, but during this month in particular, when you're not having that adrenaline pumping, in your veins, you're not satisfied. I also feel like for some of you, there's also here the Hierophant in your unconscious. You are aware of what's right and what's not for you. So again, maybe some of you Leos have a background of where you were taught a lot what you should do and what you shouldn't do, where you had this type of guidance that maybe were more traditional or more based in, a philosophy of life that you could be now understanding that is a little bit different from the one you want to live, where you just want to change, you want to break certain rules of that right and wrong list that you were taught or that you were guided to follow. So in your understanding during July, you know what's best for you, and you're the only person that can know what's best for you. This is to say that at times you can really feel that July is a great month, and yet a great month in one side, and yet a month of sacrifices, because it might require you to be in a type of energy that is very solitary and that requires a risk taking and a trust in yourself, a trust in whatever your cause is, that it's the thing that is going to shelter and protect you against any kind of problems. So it's frustrating for some of you Leos to feel this lonely, yet in a time period where you might be winning the most. So I hope you have a great month. Thank you so much for all of you that have been liking, sharing, subscribing, commenting, and donating to my channel. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Hopefully we'll see each other soon.